Welcome to the most listened to golf in the world, the Fairways of Life show, on air, online, and around the world, with the most candid interviews, unforgettable stories, taking you beyond the ropes. Here's your host, New York Times best-selling author Matt Adams.
It is an absolute delight to welcome you here to the Old Course at St. Andrews. We are here, of course, for everything that's going on behind us, the AIG Women's Open. This week, I will be hosting for the World Feed and then doing on-course play-by-play if you want to listen to the Women's Open on the radio side, which I think, for those of you in North America, you can catch the coverage on Sirius XM. So with the week starting off here and with all the buzz and the excitement that goes with a major championship, the last major championship of the year on the women's side of the game, of course, we have to reflect back on what just took place, the first week of the FedEx Cup playoffs, and where we saw Hideki Matsuyama had that sizable lead, looked like he had the tournament in the palm of his hand, and if you go backwards and read the book from the back moving forward, you would go, yeah, he won by multiple shots when it was all said and done, so he must have had it in hand to the end. Not so much. Bogeys on 12 and 14, a double bogey on 15, put everything at risk, but then he steadied the ship with those late birdies to control. When he got done, obviously the question to ask for a champion, especially a champion of this stature that now moves to third in FedEx Cup points, is how you feeling and how did you hold it together?
そうですね、このFedEx、
I'm especially happy to be able to win one of the FedEx playoff series tournaments. I've tried hard for 10 years, and it's a great feeling of satisfaction to be finally to be able to have done it.
14番。
After the 14th hole, I was still 2 up. But I knew Victor and Xander were playing, 15, 16 ahead of me. I figured that they would both get to 16 under. So when I was playing the 16th hole and looked at the scoreboard, sure enough, they were both at 16 under, and I was a stroke back. I felt today's victory slipping away at that point because 17 and 18 are difficult holes enough, let alone to birdie them. But I was fortunate enough to birdie 17. Immediately I thought, oh man, this is going to be a tough tee shot at 18. I've got to keep it in the fairway. And I'm grateful I was able to do it.
昨日チクフィル食べたから。
I had Chick-fil-A last night. And in Denver, I think they have Chick-fil-A. So that's probably where I'll celebrate tomorrow.
Hideki Matsuyama, after his victory, speaking to the media on Sunday. Now, for Xander Schauffele and Scottie Scheffler finishing second and fourth, respectively, they are clearly still tearing it up out there on the PGA Tour and very much keeping alive the debate, if you will, the conversation, which we heard players on both sides commenting on heading into the FedEx St. Jude Championship on which player will emerge as the player of the year. That question is still very much out there, but after they finished up, both addressed the media in terms of how the week went and their standing in FedEx Cup points moving forward to the BMW.
It was a head down day. So far back, Hideki was playing some really good golf. I know it's hard to close on this side. Just a lot of trouble everywhere, and the wind seems to swirl on a lot of holes, so hard to hit it close and hit fairways nonetheless. So it was more of a head down, how many good shots can I hit type deal on my back nine. Did a little bit of everything. I was just trying to get my game trending in a little bit of better direction, ball striking wise, shaping it off tees, and sort of hitting the numbers with the wedges. So happy, obviously, with how I played today. Can't complain. Each event is sort of its own. I know we're sort of in this playoff run here, but to me, Memphis has gotten the best of me a lot of times, so I'm happy I was able to sort of overcome some demons here on this property and shoot a nice number here. For the WGC in Mexico, I imagine, yeah, that was 8,000 feet, I want to say. So it's going to be similar, I guess, with how hot it is, and about just under 7,000 feet. I think, guys are going to have charts using their, machines to try and get a feel for, how far an 8-iron or, anything you hit really high goes.
I put up a good fight this week. I felt like I could have done a few things better, but overall, it was a solid week. I put up a good fight is how I would describe it. I just know how difficult it is to close on this golf course. I mean, there's a lot of water, and it's kind of like sawgrass where it can be tough to kind of, you can't really totally just play it safe the whole time, if that makes sense. And so it can be a difficult course to close on, and I tried to move my way up the leaderboard, but I just wasn't able to do it. Really on the back nine, I wasn't able to give myself enough opportunities, I feel like. Well, we're going to head over there tonight. I heard we get golf carts tomorrow, so I'm going to enjoy that in the middle of the playoffs. That's going to be nice. So we're going to go play some golf tomorrow. I'll probably do a lot lighter day Tuesday, and then I think we have a pro on Wednesday. So, I'll do. Typically Monday would be kind of my light off day. This week going forward with the carts on Monday, I'm going to make that my full day of practice, and then take a slow day on Monday or on Tuesday. I actually played golf at altitude this summer. We were in Colorado. It wasn't competitive golf, but I do remember a tournament on the Corn Ferry Tour. We played at some pretty good elevation. We actually played two events. One, it was kind of near Denver. The other one was in Columbia. So played elevation before, and it has its own challenges, but I have kind of a system that I like to go to, and it's worked decent in the past, so hopefully it continues to work next week.
By the way, thank you to the Russax Hotel for letting us use this incredible perch up here, this deck looking over the 1st and the 18th at the Old Course of St. Andrews. It is, like I said, a really magical week, and we can't wait to share with you a lot of what we did coming in, and it definitely involves some special libations in town and more, but we have all of that heading forward. First of all, I want to continue to talk about the FedEx St. Jude Championship. And with this championship, you have the stories of those who had their back up against the wall and did what they needed to do to get inside the number. That's what happened with Dunlap. That's what happened with Cole. And with both Nick and with Eric, they were able not only to secure their entrance into the BMW this week, but also the coveted signature events for next year with getting inside of the top 50. Let's hear from both of them.
I knew roughly. I was a train wreck, I'm not going to lie to you. I was arguably the most nervous I've ever been, to be honest. I just didn't want the season to end. I've been having so much fun, and I was just I hit some really good shots on, good tee shot on 12, some, two really good ones on 16 and 17, and then got up there and smoked it on 18. So however that would have shaked out, I would have been super, super proud of myself. I wanted to ask as soon as I had tapped in. I thought 5th was good enough. Hunter had said, I think I was in 5th at some point throughout the round, T5, and he said I was projected like 48. So I kind of like to know where I'm at, especially the last 2 holes. So it was weird. I went from on 17, I tried to attack the pin. I thought I still had a chance to win the golf tournament, and then not getting up and down, and then I'm questioning if I'm inside the bubble or not. So it was very stressful. Yeah, just relief, honestly. A lot of hard work. I kind of knew what I needed to do for this week, just to kind of keep the season going. And like I said, I've been having so much fun, and just it's another week to go try to learn and try to play good. Yeah, it's a heck of a year. It was always, in the back of my mind, it was always a small goal to get back to Denver for next week. It was, we played Castle Pines, and we went out there, 4 of us, for the Walker Cup before the USAM. And it was just always, after the AM, it was always just kind of a goal to get back there. So it's nice. I'll be flying out there tomorrow. It's, from the results, it's not night and day, but it is to me. Even throughout the year, I was kind of struggling, but I still felt like I was getting better. I just wasn't getting the results that I felt like I was playing. These past couple of weeks, it's been nice to see that kind of come to light, and I've gotten a lot of, especially driving and my 3-wood and my chipping, I've gotten that a lot better, and come down the stretch and for that to show was really cool.
I didn't have any number in mind or anything like that. I did not play well yesterday at all, tee to green, so didn't have too high expectations for today, and starting off like that kind of got me going for sure, and then just tried to keep hitting good shots one after the next and see where it put me. Yeah, no, I think it's a cool thing that this FedEx Cup kind of provides. Is there's drama. You don't really know where you're going to be, so it's going to be kind of fun to sit back and in the AC and watch them come down the final stretch. Yeah, I think, like the way I played holes, let's say after the third hole with that hot start, once I kind of realized, it could be a good day, I was very proud of that, not to get out ahead of myself or anything like that and just kind of stay in the moment and kept trying to hit good shots on top of each other. So it's definitely a confidence booster.
Where there are those stories of accomplishing what you need to get inside the number, somebody has to fall out. That's exactly what happened to Tom Kim with a bogey double-double finish to fall just outside the line at number 51. To his credit, afterwards he spoke to the disappointment.
I was actually cruising, bogey on 16 cost me a lot, and then hit a good drive, and then another really bad, poor miss shot. Just anywhere left is fine, and I missed it right, and I knew I needed something special on the last, and then hit a good drive, and just, like the wind switch and wind started to pick up and didn't cover. And, this season has just been, it's just been like this. Like I've played really good golf, and then, had some tough finishes, and, it's just, I feel like 2024 has really kicked me in the butt. But, I've gotten so much better. I fought really hard just to kind of give myself this situation. I was 90-something before we went on this run, and then just it looks like I'm gonna miss by one, but it is what it is. And I told myself before the day that if I didn't play well, I really felt like I was gonna finish 51, and I kind of told myself, if that happens, like I've done everything I could to be inside that top 50 and hopefully give myself a chance at Tour Championship, but I couldn't. And I'm gonna look forward to a really good off season because I'm pretty tired. I wasn't really feeling a lot of nerves. I was just kind of went around my game plan. I was feeling really good with my golf game, and like, I had two bad shots that really just cost me everything. 2 5-irons. That's it. The drive on 18 was a good shot, and I just, it just went right. It would just stay there, and the wind picked up. So didn't do really anything bad, and just two 5-irons. Cost me 3 shots to really, would have easily made it to finishing where I finished. I don't know. It's been a long road. Like mentally, I just don't think I was sharp enough for these past few weeks. I played 9 weeks in a row. On my 8th week of it, I played in a final group, holding the lead every day, and went in a playoff, and then played the Olympics, and just I've been through a lot. And 51, 52, 50, it's not going to matter. I'm looking forward to getting some rest and getting ready for next year. Just this year, man, this year has been really tough for me personally. I went through a lot of changes, and I played some good golf and had probably 5 bad rounds that cost me probably 1 top 5, 1 top 10, and something like this. First round, second round, I think I both finished like 5 over in my last few holes, and just when things aren't going your way, things aren't going your way, and it just shows you like, on a decent year, I could have, this could have been like a 30th instead of a 51st.
Of course, another huge story this past week, especially on this side of the pond, was the Women's Scottish Open. And all of the big names were playing in the Scottish Open, trying to get acclimated once again to playing golf over here, very much links-style golf, getting acclimated to the weather, getting acclimated, of course, to the time. But one of those who didn't seem to have any problem whatsoever adjusting was Lauren Coughlin. And she went out and just won her 2nd event in just a few weeks. So she's definitely on a burner. When she got done, she shared the joy that she has right now with how she is playing and what it could set up and mean for this week's AIG Women's Open.
It was a lot windier, kind of like it was on Thursday and Friday again. And yeah, I started out a little slow. Definitely, was kind of doing what I didn't want to be doing, which was kind of trying to fight the wind a little bit. But I was able to hang in there, you know, in birdie 5 and then birdie 7, and I was able to settle in nicely. Yeah, I mean, I was, of course, you know, not happy with it, but I mean, I knew I was playing super tough and that bogeys were unavoidable. You know, I had done a pretty awesome job, you know, the previous 2 rounds not making any, so I knew that it was fine to make a couple, but I could still go make some birdies coming in. Pretty surreal, but also awesome. Yeah, I mean, you know, I've had big goals for this year with Solheim and all of that, and so that's kind of what I'd been on my mind and prepping for and trying to get ready for. And I knew, you know, I needed to improve, and that's kind of what I've been trying to do all along. Yeah, I mean, the goal is just going to be kind of trying to keep rolling, you know, into Solheim. You know, it's still, is it now probably 4 weeks away, so just trying to keep my game as sharp as I possibly can going into that, and those next few weeks, especially next week too with the Open. So I think that's kind of what I've been thinking, just trying to keep what's working, and fine-tune maybe things here or there, but just keep doing the same things that I've been doing.
Certainly there is a lot of joy to be spread around, because that's what happens this week. That's what happened when you have a big event right here at the home of golf, the Old Course of St. Andrews. It's such a cool place to be. It's such a special place to be. And no matter what the event is, whether it's this Women's Open, whether it is the Open, it brings with it, it can be anything too, Walker Cup, you name it. All these events have taken place, or every huge star in the history of the game has strolled these grounds, save for one, Ben Hogan. Otherwise, they've all been here. It is that special, and I cannot wait to share it with you. That's why coming up, we're going to show you some of the special places that we have been to, some of the things that we've been able to do, and kind of talk about this place that in many ways belongs to everybody that loves the game of golf. The Fairways of Life show is presented by the PGA Tour Superstore. They are the #1 golf retailer in the land, because if you need it, you can find it inside of their stores, whether you wear it, whether you swing it, whether you need to learn from it. You can at the PGA Tour Superstore. Shop with the pros.
I got ball fit in 2000, went on a little run. Then Bridgestone fit me again, and I went on another run. I just got fit again for the new Tour BX. The ball fitting's been helping me. Will it help you?
PGA Tour Superstore pros aren't born. They're made. Every January, hundreds of associates talk to the top manufacturers, learn about the latest clubs, test the newest equipment, log thousands of hours of training, and together, hit over 100,000 balls, all so they can get you the perfect fit.
I think when you're training for other sports, or why most people go to the gym is so that they can have muscles and be strong and be healthy. And a lot of the reason why they struggle to play golf is their body doesn't move properly for them to be able to hit a golf ball. And when you're training for golf, it's a little bit different, because you're focused more on flexibility and mobility and being strong in motion. When you're able to kind of have a warm up and have a workout routine and kind of gradually build up to where you're training your body to move properly, yeah, you're going to get a lot of big dividends on the golf course.
Our journey began with a simple yet powerful vision to provide the world with the highest quality Virginia-type peanuts. The Hubbard Peanut Company, where quality and tradition meet to create an unforgettable experience. Visit hubspeanuts.com to explore our full range of products and place your order today.
Super easy to hit. Introducing the new PXG Black Ops irons, our first game improvement iron.
It's a larger face heel to toe.
It launches the ball high in the air and really far.
Much higher levels of forgiveness. You set that club down, creates a lot of confidence. It's supported by this X-Core column material.
And that's where you get improved ball speed. If you're looking for a distance, forgiveness, and feel, Black Ops iron is going to be for you.
PXG, nobody makes golf clubs the way we do, period. Stride by Zero Friction, the first of its kind personal caddy. Walk in comfort and style with Stride's remote and follow me technology. The Stride handles almost any terrain, and its 54-hole range will last all day. The lightweight design and removable front wheels makes it simple to handle. Plus, it easily fits golf carts. Pick up your Stride today at a local PGA Tour Superstore near you or at zerofriction.com/stride. Stride, your personal caddy.
So I have worked my way inside now. I'm here at the beautiful Fairmont St. Andrews as I was on the 18th and first hole of the Old Course at St. Andrews, which of course is the home of golf. This Fairmont St. Andrews is our home for this week. This is such a special place. There is so much to see here. There is so much to do here. If you're looking for the perfect accommodations, when you come to St. Andrews, you will find it right here at the Fairmont St. Andrews because it is a luxury hotel. Whatever you need, whether it's the spa, whether it's gymnasium, any type of food that you feel like having, they have on offer here. And they have it in very distinctive restaurants as well, including out by the clubhouse, which sits hard on the cliffs above the first, surrounded by the golf courses, above the pro shop. It is an absolutely gorgeous place to find yourself. And as I mentioned, whatever it is that you're looking for here at the hotel, you can find for your relaxation, whether it's just having a drink after you're around or whether it is having a delicious meal. There's also the spa on the property here, and then the rooms themselves where you're able to lay your head down and get some much needed rest after all the golf surely that you have taken in during your time here in and around St. Andrews. Maybe you're going down to Carnoustie, wherever it is or whatever it is. This is the place to put yourself so that it is easy to get to these iconic golf courses, and you can do it in the absolute lap of luxury. That's what we have taken advantage of. And taking advantage of all those things that are unique and iconic about St. Andrews is exactly what we have done this week. It started with what might be one of the greatest hangs in a pub anywhere in the world at the Dunvegan when we visited there recently. Perhaps the most famous pub anywhere in the game of golf. It's a great hang after you've finished your round, maybe at the Old Course or any one of the courses from the Links Trust. This is the Dunvegan, and inside you will see it's been visited by, well, just about everybody. Sheena, how did you guys build this into such a classic place?
Well, when I think back to 1993 when we actually bought this place, it looked nothing like it does today. 24 years of support from people from all walks of the golf life, golf industry, professionals, just people that love golf, got us from there to where we are today.
What's the vibe when people come in here?
The vibe, well, I mean, we're very much a 19th hole for golfers. You know, we can't be all to all. It's, we do our best, but, it's... we're a golf place, and we've captured Jack had the vision that with the location of the hotel back in '93 when it came up for sale to what he calls the common man, so to speak, it was a no-brainer, and that if we could buy this business and put into it as customers what we like as customers, we figured that everybody else should be happy. So, we didn't need to be 5-star luxury. We just needed to be, great service, go above and beyond, and surprise people with what they could come in and get here and be here for, the golf crowd.
It sounds to me like the soundtrack of this place is joy and laughter.
Exactly. We want people to come here, have a good time. We want people to come in. We want them wearing their golf caps. It's a place for golfers to hang out, have fun, talk golf on TV. Although I think we've got Wimbledon on some of them today. But yeah, a fun place. And predominantly it's guys on golf trips. I mean, it's changing. But, for the last 20 years at least, it's been guys on golf trips coming here. away from the pressures of work, family life, whatever, and just the camaraderie of guys on golf trips is fun, and they're pretty easy to look after. Golf, beer, good weather, they're happy. So it makes our jobs happy.
That's a great quote. Golf, beer, good weather, it makes them happy. Now, for almost 30 years, you've been welcoming everyone here, from golf royalty to the common man. Surrounding us are pictures with you with seemingly just about everybody.
I know, we've been really fortunate. We've had people from all walks of life come through here, professional golfers, famous sports people, movie stars, and it's location. We don't do anything that's really that unusual, but location, and like I say, friendly customer service, and it works. And I mean, it's not that it's not been hard work, but we've had a lot of support, and it was funny. Our first real customers that came in from the golf world were like this photograph up here, Curtis Strange, Tom Kite. Their caddies came in here, went back to their golfers and said, hey, there's a Yank that's bought a bar up in town. They said, well, we must go there. So, like I say, Curtis Strange, Steve Elkington, Tom Kite, Freddie Couples, they all came in, and that's kind of what started it all.
And now you have the 150th Open. You've been here for a lot of big events.
I know. So looking forward to it. It's, like you say, it's the 150th. Jack and I did 5 Opens. Our first Open was 95 when John Daly won. And we've had 5 Opens here. So this Open now for us is a little different, and we get to enjoy it from a different perspective. Jack and I are going to actually go down, and we've got tickets. We're going to go watch some golf. We're going to come up, hang out here, see our friends, see customers, and just hang out and be part of the atmosphere. And I don't have the responsibility of it all on my shoulders this year, which is quite a pleasant thought.
Last question I have for you. Actually, it's more of a statement. On behalf of the world of golf, thanks for all you guys have done.
Well, hey, thank you to the world of golf. We've had so much support from so many people, all walks of life, and we've just, thankful to everybody for the relationship that we have throughout the golf world. Brandel Chambly, Rich Lerner, I mean, all these guys. Arnold Palmer back in the day, he just kind of wandered in here, went outside, sat on the patio. I mean, you couldn't write these stories. Nancy Lopez, great ambassador for the Dunvegan Hotel and our golf adventures and her customers. And, we've got Celtic Golf staying with us. We've got Titleist staying with us. And we've just been really, really very fortunate and blessed to have all these people. And it's been, it's been 30 years of our lives, really. And, I'm proud of the place. I'm going to start crying now. Just proud of what we've built up, and still proud to be part of it. Yeah.
Thank you. Luke, why is this place so special?
Well, as Sheena will have said, it's what it is. It's now a world-renowned 19th hole due to the incredible level of service, friendliness. Everyone that comes to St Andrews, to the golfing mecca, is all here for one purpose, and that's golf, and that's what we are. So, yeah, everyone's here to enjoy themselves.
When you came here, when you had a chance to experience all this for yourself, was there anything about it that surprised you, the amount of passion?
Yeah, it's just, the golfing world is a passionate world. From the moment they wake up to go to bed here, that's all they talk about, it's all they do, that's what they play. When they're having chats with caddies or sitting down to dinner, they're either talking about the round they just had or the one they're coming up next. 36 a day is a lot of golf.
How would you describe the vibe in this room?
It's just a great atmosphere. It always is. It's the friendliest, happiest little single room that I know in the entire world, honestly. It is the Dunvegan. It's special. And everyone that comes would attest to the same thing. That's why guys come back week in, week out every year. So, yeah.
How much is joy and passion the soundtrack of this place?
Yeah, that's a great question. Yeah, it is the soundtrack. That's a great way of putting it, actually. I'm going to use that. When it comes to who our clientele is, it's just the golfer, really, who's here on a bucket list vacation, you know, to the home of golf.
How cool is it for you to know that you guys share in a lifetime experience?
Yeah, it's incredibly important to us as well to make sure it is an incredible experience. You know, we have guys' ashes behind the bar that are part of the Dunvegan. We've got Sleepy, Tim, a couple more. It's a special place. You don't get that anywhere else that I know of anyway, you know.
There's no doubt about that. And you have rooms here.
We do, yeah. This is a hotel, of course. We've got 5 rooms above. Sleep 16 altogether. We've also got 2 sister properties now in town as well. So yeah, the Dunvegan brand is growing year on year.
Thank you, my friend.
Yeah, thank you.
Sheena told me to wear my Scottish cap, so Luke's going to tell us how we have to end our visit to the Dunvegan. So when we're here, what do we absolutely have to have?
100%, without a doubt, you got to try one of our Dunvegan signature crisp cold lagers. This refreshing pint.
Let's give it a shot. Now, can you guys see what he put it in? You made these up specifically for how many of these do you have?
Thousands.
Are you going to have something?
I might have to decide to something on the side. Are we dram of whiskey? Chaser?
Sure.
Sure.
I think I'll start with this.
There you go.
Cheers, my friend. Oh my God, that was good.
Nice.
What is that?
Dalmore 12-year-old. Welcome to Scotland.
Thank you. Perfect. Thank you, my friend. Great to see you.
Absolutely. Cheers.
In Ireland, golf is more than just a game. Come and experience our world-famous links courses and our world-famous Parkland courses, all set alongside world-famous scenery. And visit our world-famous historic sites. And while you're here, enjoy our world-famous hospitality. Fill your heart with Ireland at ireland.com/golf.
Ben Hogan Golf Equipment is back. Established in 1953, we serve golfers who demand excellence of their equipment. Designed by the game's best engineers, forged in the world's best foundries, and built to order in the USA. Don't settle for off-the-rack disappointment. Elevate your game with custom clubs at direct-to-consumer pricing. Exclusively at benhogangolf.com. That's benhogangolf.com.
The best feeling iron I've ever hit. Introducing the new Gen 7 irons, the greatest leap forward in irons technology, in performance, in PXG history. Our new quantum core material explodes off the face. Are you kidding me? The Gen 7 irons deliver groundbreaking new levels of forgiveness, speed, distance, and feel. That's what I'm talking about right there. Look at that trajectory. Just phenomenal. Gen 7, it doesn't get any better.
PXG, nobody makes golf clubs the way we do, period.
Baseball? Nah. Football? Done it. I think I'm gonna go after the PGA Tour.
Playing on the PGA Tour is not easy. But you know what is easy? Hitting the 524 series from Tour Edge.
Hitting linebackers and home runs used to be easy.
Out here, you're gonna need all the easy you can get. Introducing the 524 series from Tour Edge. The easiest clubs you'll ever hit. Even the best players in the world can use a little easy.
I like the sound of that. Look out, PGA Tour.
Pound for pound, nothing comes close.
What would your ultimate golf experience be like? Just you and a friend? Or would you round up some buddies for a foursome? Just one day? Or an entire week? There's a good chance your ultimate golf experience could be Michigan's magnificent 10. 10 incredible courses set among 3 remarkable resorts. See for yourself. Book your ultimate golf experience today.
Our journey began with a simple yet powerful vision to provide the world with the highest quality Virginia-type peanuts. The Hubbard Peanut Company, where quality and tradition meet to create an unforgettable experience. Visit hubspeanuts.com to explore our full range of products and place your order today.
PGA Tour Superstore pros aren't born. They're made. Every January, hundreds of associates talk to the top manufacturers, learn about the latest clubs, test the newest equipment, logged thousands of hours of training, and together hit over 100,000 balls, all so they can get you the perfect fit.
As we welcome you back to the Fairways of Life show, coming to you live this week from St. Andrews here for the AIG Women's Open. Super excited about it because everywhere you go here, you are surrounded by history. Some of it very significant, some of it certainly very ancient indeed. Roger McStravick is here with me. He is an award-winning author, historian, much of it centered around the game of golf too for our purposes here today. Roger, it's good to see you. How have you been?
Good to see you. Doing well, thanks. Doing well.
All right, so let's dive into this. First of all, St. Andrews. If you would allow, I'd like to start, I know it's blasphemy to say this, I'd like to start before the golf. What was it that established St. Andrews? Why was this such a significant place? And how long was it such before golf was even a thought?
You know what? It was almost like a home of God for people in Scotland. You know, St. Andrews was, the bones of St. Andrew the Apostle were here. So it was a place of pilgrimage, and people would travel from all over just to be near the bones of St. Andrew. And that went on for hundreds of years. And the life and the economy of the town was based around this, you know, this pilgrimage. So it was the leather makers were making shoes, there was an inn, there was a guest house, you know, really similar to what it is today. But in those days, it wasn't the golf, it was St. Andrew they were coming to be near.
It's amazing. So before we jump into the golf, which I do want to jump into, talk to me about the university and the connection between the university and the stepping stone back to prosperity.
So the university was started around 1413 or so, which is also around the time then golf really started. You know, golf started somewhere between 1424 and 1457. So they sort of go hand in hand. So we've got a lot to thank the university for. So the university was an institution and attracted, you know, the students from wealthy families. That's the thing about St. Andrews. Nothing really changes. It's still the same dynamic today, you know. But it was a powerful institution and has been, you know, even when times were really hard. You know, and the university at one point did consider moving to Perth because it got so hostile sometimes between the locals and the students. And thankfully they didn't move to Perth. But the golf in St. Andrews and the university just are hand in glove, really.
How important, and I realize this is a wide net to cast, how important is the old course, whether historically or present, to the game of golf?
It's priceless. Really, you know, people say, oh, who designed the old course? And largely, I say God, you know, because it was nature and wind that created those bunkers. Those bunkers were just blown. You know, they were there before the golf course, you know, and that's why they're called bunkers, because sheep used to sleep in them, really, you know. It's all quite basic stuff. It was just a natural course, and it was perfect for golf because all year round, and in fact, we as locals play more in winter than we do in summertime, you know. But the ball just runs a mile, you know, the sandy, free-draining soil, you know. But it is unbelievable, and it is the only course that I know that gives you that sort of, tingle down the back. You're just like so nervous, you know. I think there's lots of famous stories about people getting too nervous, you know. Even Eisenhower. The great General Eisenhower came to the first tee, and I read in a local clipping it said, please leave the general, just watch him on the first and 18th and let him play his golf. And the general came to the first hole, and there were thousands there waiting to see the great general. And he basically said, I don't fancy this, and walked the first hole. So you'll see photographs of the general, and they're all laughing, you know, he's laughing. And they're, you know, his hosts are laughing. They're just walking off the tee together. But he couldn't face it, you know. And it's the widest fairway, like 165 yards. But when you're standing over the ball, it just seems to just close in, you know. It is the most nervous shot in golf, you know.
We were talking about prominent people who have played here, save for Queen Mary. And I think about Bobby Jones. I think about the great champions at the Open here. I think about the people who have competed in the Open over the years. We have a third Women's AIG Open here this week, which is in and of itself historic. When you think about the significance of that and the way virtually all of the greats, I think about Bobby Jones, I think about Tiger Woods in particular, about his love for the old course at St. Andrews. To me, it's the same way, Roger. It's the chill up the back.
Oh, it is, absolutely. But if you stand on the steps beside the 18th green and look at the 18th green, you will get flashbacks and images. There's Bobby Jones being carried off the green. There's Seve holding his putt. There's Jack Nicklaus driving it over the back of the green, you know, in 78. It is like a movie set, you know, and you can't help but feel like when you step onto that grass, it's like, you know, you're somewhere special. It truly is, you know. And, you know, Tiger Woods, Tommy Morris, Tom Morris, you know, Alan Robertson, you know, all these great names have stood on that course. And when you get to hit the shot, it's still just one person and a ball and a club, you know. It's truly historic, and it does have a special feeling.
It's amazing, and it's very, very cool indeed. From your writing to the fact that we can sit here right now and wax about the history of the old course and the significance of it, right down to why golf is 18 holes, etc. You've devoted a lot of your life and time and passion to celebrating this place, and for that we say thank you, my friend.
Oh, no, you're very welcome. Very welcome.
It's good to see you.
Cheers. Thank you.
The Fairways of Life show is presented by the PGA Tour Superstore. They are the #1 golf retailer in the land, because if you need it, you can find it inside of their stores, whether you wear it, whether you swing it, whether you need to learn from it. You can at the PGA Tour Superstore. Shop with the pros. We'll be back with more.
I got ball fit in 2000, went on a little run. Then Bridgestone fit me again, and I went on another run. I just got fit again for the new Tour BX. The ball fitting's been helping me. Will it help you?
What would your ultimate golf experience be like? Just you and a friend? Or would you round up some buddies for a foursome? Just one day? Or an entire week? There's a good chance your ultimate golf experience could be Michigan's magnificent 10. 10 incredible courses set among 3 remarkable resorts. See for yourself. Book your ultimate golf experience today.
I think when you're training for other sports, or why most people go to the gym is so that they can have muscles and, you know, be strong and be healthy. And a lot of the reason why they struggle to play golf is their body doesn't move properly for them to be able to hit a golf ball. And when you're training for golf, it's a little bit different because you're focused more on flexibility and mobility and being strong in motion. When you're able to kind of have a warm-up and have a workout routine and kind of gradually build up to where you're training your body to move properly, yeah, you're going to get a lot of big dividends on the golf course.
Super easy to hit. Introducing the new PXG Black Ops irons, our first game improvement iron.
It's a larger face heel to toe.
It launches the ball high in the air and really far.
Much higher levels of forgiveness. You set that club down, creates a lot of confidence. It's supported by this X-Core column material.
And that's where you get improved ball speed. If you're looking for a distance, forgiveness, and feel, Black Ops iron is going to be for you.
PXG, nobody makes golf clubs the way we do, period.
Stride by Zero Friction, the first of its kind personal caddy. Walk in comfort and style with Stride's remote and follow me technology. The Stride handles almost any terrain, and its 54-hole range will last all day. The lightweight design and removable front wheels makes it simple to handle. Plus, it easily fits golf carts. Pick up your Stride today at a local PGA Tour Superstore near you, or at zerofriction.com/Stride. Stride, your personal caddy.
Every January, PGA Tour Superstore pros meet every manufacturer, learn about the latest equipment, log thousands of hours of training, and together hit over 100,000 balls. All so they can get you the perfect fit.
Welcome back to the Fairways of Life show. Pleasure, folks, to have your company from wherever you are joining us. You find me now at the place where, as I mentioned earlier in the show, you may want to end up after a long day of playing golf, getting the libation of your choice. I'm here at the Kittock's Den, which is part of Fairmont St. Andrews. And as such, we went down the road to find out just how to stock these shelves and make sure that Ali over here can give you the options that you want. This is a very unique place indeed. Just outside of St. Andrews is the Kingsbarns Distillery, a great place to enjoy a wee dram. I was met by Michael van der Veen, the visitor experience manager, a Dutchman who's been living in Scotland for 20 years. So, Michael, let's start with this. Say you've just come off the golf course and you're coming to Kingsbarns for a unique experience. What is it like when you first arrive?
You'll be welcomed, of course, by the team. We'll run you through the history of the building, the history of how we started making whiskey, and show you the production area, and then take you up for a sampling. We've got something called the 19th hole, which is a tour based on golfers, of course. Less information, more sampling, just to make sure that if you've just played 18 holes of golf, you might not want to hear the full history story. So a little bit more tasting, a little bit less info.
The building itself, why is it so unique?
It's a 200-year-old farmhouse that was falling in disrepair, repurposed to be a distillery. So very much authentic, but done up really nice to give the visitor the best experience possible.
But it kind of looks like an old castle.
Yes, that was the fashion in those days. If you build a farm, you might as well make it look as good as you can. So to match the house next door, the main mansion, they would have built the farm to be a piece of work, to be good looking.
The distillery started when?
In 2014. It was a brain child of a local golf caddy who constantly thought, where can these American golfers that come and visit this lovely area go and try some whiskey? He would then send them to Edinburgh or to Pitlochry, quite far away. So turning this building into a distillery seemed to be the logical thing for him.
And the building, was it still in use at any point recently?
No, last used in the 90s as a petting zoo for families, and it was actually this caddy that visited here as a child. So he was well familiar with the building.
And what about the original mansion? Is that still around?
That's still up and running. It's a wedding venue. People go and get married there. But we also have the golf course, Kingsbarns Golf Course, on the same estate. So it's all part of the same estate, although there are different companies running it.
All right. So you mentioned that you could do kind of a quick tour. In broad brush terms, how could you take us through the process that you go through here?
The whiskey process, the production process is fairly simple. 3 ingredients, water, barley and yeast. That's all everybody uses. And it's then how you use those products to create your different style of whiskey. We have very long stills. Copper mate, of course, to make sure that the liquid gets purified, and we fill casks. We fill about 37 whiskey barrels a week, all ex-bourbon casks from Kentucky, to create our lowland style whiskey.
All right, so how many whiskey distilleries are there in Scotland?
About 167 working single malt distilleries at the moment.
And if it only takes 3 things to make whiskey, how are they all so different?
Most of that is in the production process. So the shape of your still is going to determine the flavor of the whiskey. The temperatures you use to fill your washback and your mash tun is all going to affect the end result. How long you ferment, what kind of yeast you use, it all adds to different flavors.
How about the barrel itself? What makes yours unique?
We get all our barrels from a known source. That's a very steady supplier. We know exactly, we know what tree the barrel comes from. And all that information is very important, because you can make the best spirit in the world. If you then put it in a poor cask, you end up with an inferior product. So we use really good casks that we know have been correctly used before we put our whiskey in it.
And how typically have those barrels been used previously?
They would have had bourbon in them for 2 years in America, taking away the new oak flavors, if you like. Because bourbon has a bigger, fuller flavor, you're not going to notice that oak flavor in the bourbon. While had you had whiskey in a new cask, you would instantly pick up those flavors. So,
and how would you describe the flavor of Kingsbarns whiskey?
It's a typical Lowland style whiskey, so it's light, floral, very approachable, very easy drinking. You get vanilla, maybe some pepper. We talk about pastries, vanilla cream pastries. That's kind of the flavor that you get from it.
And how has it been received as yet?
Oh, fantastic! I've been here since the whiskey got launched, and it's been great to hear all the positive feedback from visitors, and won several awards, including Best Lowlander, which is pretty amazing for a brand new whiskey.
Yeah, that is amazing for a brand new whiskey. And the people that are coming here, you alluded to the fact that they're probably golfers coming off the course. Is that in fact who's joining?
Absolutely. We get golfers, you know, on the one day that they don't play golf, they'll come and drink whiskey, or after their golf, they'll come and enjoy some drams.
And how much has that become like a regular part of your business? Is it one tour after another?
Yes, oh yes. We do tours from 10 o'clock in the morning until 5, 6 o'clock in the evening, and it's one after another. Often golf groups, 8 balls, sometimes bigger groups.
And can you ship it to the United States as well?
We can. There's a handful of states in America where we can send our bottles to, but we're in the process at the moment of shipping our big stock to an importer in America, so it should be available from probably February next year in the better bottle shops.
All right, so people that have St. Andrews as a bucket list destination for their golf and their golfing group, what message do you have for them right now?
Come and play the amazing courses here, and while you're at it, enjoy some of the local whiskey.
Fantastic. Should we sample some?
Absolutely, I think we should.
All right.
So, Maddie, we've got some whiskey here. Over here, some new make spirit. So that's the color of whiskey before it sees any wood, unaged, 63.5% alcohol. So we'll give that one a miss just now. But after 3 years, we end up with this color, beautiful golden shade. And that's what we're going to taste now. A single cask, only 253 bottles made of this. So this is the rare stuff. This is what we don't taste every day. So I'm always keen to try it myself as well again. To your good health, Slanjeva. So this is quite high alcoholic because this is at cask strength. So it went in the cask at 63.5%, and now we're talking just over 61% alcohol. So still quite potent, and that's why we add a little bit of water. Water will just open up the spirit a little bit, and it also dilutes the alcohol, so it makes it more approachable. If you now give it a good swirl and have a little taste of it, then you'll see a big difference from what we had earlier.
Oh yeah.
So you still get a lot of heat from the alcohol because it is cask strength, but you get vanilla and there's pepper, a really good dram. Leave this in a cask for a few more years, and you've got something really special.
It was pretty good to start.
Good.
Perfect. And what else do we have here?
So we have our bourbon cask. We have an ex-Portuguese red wine cask, and that's, after 3 years, that obtains a lot of color and a lot of flavor, which is great. It helps us to make our Dream to Dram, our flagship whiskey. But if you leave it in a cask for 10 years, it's going to be too much flavor. So it's meant to be used at a young age. We then have our Dream to Dram, so that's the main whiskey. But we also have our new sherry cask, matured in an sherry cask from Jerez in Spain, and that has lovely fruity noses. A much rounder flavor than the drier bourbon style.
Want to try this one?
By all means.
Why not?
We'll have to get some more glasses. So named after an old castle that's just down the road here in Creil, an old ruin, not much left of it, but it's named Balcomi, and that's what we named our whiskey after.
Is there anything in sampling a whiskey and tasting a whiskey and consuming a whiskey, Michael, that one should be looking for or one should do?
Yeah, you're first of all assessing the whiskey visually. So the color of it, you know, a young whiskey you expect to be quite light and pale. Because this is a sherry cask and a year older, there's a little bit more of gold to it. And then you're looking for the legs. You see how the alcohol clings to the glass. Those are the legs, and the more alcohol you've got, the longer those legs will be. And then, of course, we give it a smell, and I think on this one you get dried fruit quite instantly. It's a lot more full-bodied than the first one we tried. And then this one's at 46%, so a little bit less alcohol, which may suit you or may not. I like my high alcohol.
That tastes good.
Yeah, it's very good. There's more fruit, and because the lower alcohol, it's just easier drinkable. But again, I always add a little bit of water to my dram. If you're in the States and you're somewhere warm and you want to have a couple of cubes of ice in it, then by all means. But the best way to get all the flavor is just adding water.
That's really, really good.
So there's some theories about whether you should have whiskey before golf or after golf.
I bet that varies by individual.
I think it depends on your handicap, yeah.
Michael, thank you for this.
You're very welcome.
Cheers. Great golf and great whiskey just seem to go hand in hand. So I've worked my way back outside again to say so long and thank you to all of you for joining us on today's show. There is a light mist falling here in St. Andrews, and there is a fog, what the Scots call a har, that is hanging over the old Grey Tune right now. Thank you to the Fairmont St. Andrews for hosting us here this week. The place is amazing. If you're coming out to St. Andrews, please do check it out. And we are so excited about everything that lies in store for the AIG Women's Open on the Old Course. Cannot get any better. I'm going to go back inside again into that fireplace and chill out there until we are together again, folks. Be well and goodbye for now.